I thought you were gonna say Gen 5.
What? V, it's just a cloud. It's not a big deal. I'm like, no, guys, look, it's not moving with the other clouds. And now you're gonna tell me it's not your favorite.
I moved on, V. I moved on.
So this horse passes away, and you're like, I'm moving on. That's crazy.
No, like this.
Welcome on in, everyone, into another episode of Baton Pass. I am V. I'm joined by Steph, as usual. And, wow, can you believe it? Pokopia is out, but in our timeline, we are in the waiting room. It is horrible. It is a horrible time, but we're twiddling our thumbs and patiently waiting.
So that we can pass the time before we're going to have a no life playing Pokopia and enjoy it.
Literally. I'm so excited for this game. Like, I really hope that if you guys have Pokemon Pokopia at this point, that you're having so much fun running around as a cute little Ditto. I've been seeing like so much like I saw a developer like island footage and stuff like that. That was like really, really cute. Oh, it's just and people are like, the reviews are coming in at the time of us recording this, and it's like, it's peak. So people are saying it's literally the best Pokemon game ever. So I really hope it lives up to the hype. But otherwise, welcome on in, everybody. Yeah, we're in the middle of March, and Pokemon hype is on the full swing, truly.
Yep, we're continuing our meme that this is not a Pokemon podcast, but we're going to have multiple episodes in a row where all we talk about is Pokemon. So that's what we're doing today, because we're embracing who we are on a week-by-week basis.
Yep.
And yeah, V, the last time we got together was pre-Pokemon Day. We talked about what we wanted to see for Pokemon Day, but now we have knowledge.
Yeah,
we have seen the future.
Literally, when we were talking, we were like, Gen 10 is for sure, like a sure thing. But we also were like, but it could also not happen. Who knows? Yeah. But now we know for sure Pokemon wins and Pokemon waves is 100% a thing. I'm so excited. Initially, when I saw that trailer, I was like, okay, this is basically Alola 2, everyone. Yeah. This is like, we're back in Alola and it's gonna be great. But completely new region. We don't know the name of the region yet, but it looks very, very tropical and very islandy. And honestly, I live for that because I really enjoyed Alola's story. So it's arguably one of the best stories in the Pokemon franchise. So hopefully this lives up to that kind of like hype. I don't know. What did you think about Winds and Waves?
All right, yeah, let's just start.
We're jumping in,
let's
okay?
Jump in. We're ready. We are ready to go. I'm excited for it. So here's okay. I thought the same thing as you when I saw. First of all, going through the generations, it was so cute to see those little sketches. And my brain was going way too fast. At first, I was like, are we getting a Legends Johto before Gen 10? Because I saw, like, I don't know, my brain hyper-fixated on Ecruteak City, and it was like,
yeah, they showed the Umbreon and Espeon, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, no way.
And then I was like, calm down, wait, they're actually just going through every generation. By the time we got to Gen 4, 5, I'm like, oh, they're just going through it, and then they're going to lead up to Gen 10. And so when I saw the last artwork have, like, a beachside waterfront, I was like, Alola like island, but I love that the island feels so different than Hawaii. I think Hawaii, they really leaned into that I don't know,
it's
brighter.
Like, what's it called? Archipelago? Is that what it's called when it's like multiple islands like that?
Yes.
Like,
yeah, maybe archipelago. Maybe that's the word for that. I don't know. But it's really cool seeing a Southeast Asian inspired island, and how even though these are both islands and there's both an aspect of tropical to them, the feel is completely different. I feel like we're going through a safari in Winds and Waves. You know, it was really, I don't know, just it's giving more, you're exploring I guess more forest, like more rainforest energy compared to, the islands of Hawaii, or at least the games didn't really have many. I think there was maybe one or two areas that were more forest-like, but this feels like
I think we're going to be hopping like from island to island, and I'm not necessarily mad at that, though there is the meme returning of IGN. Like, are they going to repeat the 7.8? Are they actually going to repeat it from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? Because that was another game that was full of water, which I didn't put two and two together, that Hoenn was actually really full of water. And I was just like, yeah, you know what? You're right, considering it was like really pixely back then. Like, I was like surfing those seas like the whole time. Can you imagine if Hoenn like released like Switch 2 vibes, it would kind of look like Winds and Waves high key.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you see all the social media posts from both Pokemon and IGN? Like, it was so funny them leading into that meme. The Pokemon social media team was so on it that whole weekend.
They knew. They waited. I think they literally bided their time, waited like a billion years after Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and then they hit them with the aha, got you, 7.8 out of 10. It's gonna be so funny. I will say, when I reacted, you were talking about the flipping the pages, like going through all the generations. Yeah. When I watched it initially, like that first like black and white photo of Pikachu, I was like, oh, that's Viridian Forest. And so when they turned the page and it showed Ecruteak, immediately I was like, oh, they're going through all the generations. Easy. Yeah. And so I'm one of those gamers that watches other people's reactions. So the amount of people that were freaking out about Johto, I was like, guys, we are so desperate for Johto, you guys.
Well, it made me feel less alone because I also watched everyone's reactions. So I was like, okay, it wasn't just me, but I think I was like, oh, you knew, but also not just you, someone else. Like there were a couple other people like you who clocked it immediately. Oh, we're going through all the generations. I was like, how did you know that so fast?
I was just, because I guess my thought process was like, this has to be Gen 10. There's truly no other Pokemon game that I would be expecting. Right. Like they have to hype up Gen 10. So it's like if I see other gens, I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely happening at this point. Yeah, for sure. I'm like so excited. And honestly, it looks really nice. I've been seeing a lot of the comparison photos that people are saying from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to Pokemon Winds and Waves with the water comparison, we're going back to that. And it's just like, big upgrade. I know people are upset that it is a Switch 2 exclusive, but can I just be truthful? Can I be real? Can I be real with everyone here? I think if Winds and Waves ran on the Switch 1, I think it would explode.
It's change is hard, V, for a lot of people. Yep. And I think we need to slowly say goodbye to Switch 1. It doesn't mean that, like, you can't enjoy your Switch 1 games or if you can't get a Switch 2 right away. But I think for the hardware purposes, if we want to see what can come next and what is possible, I think it's time to let there be Switch 2 exclusives. I mean, that's how I felt with the 3DS. When the 3DS came out, I was like, I don't want to have to buy a new one. I have my DS. But eventually, honestly, it usually is, at least for me, the Pokemon game is what always had me upgrade to the next console. Otherwise, even with Mario Kart 7, I was excited for it, but I waited. I said, let me wait for Pokemon X and Y.
Interesting. Yeah, I think when I got my DS, I think it came with Mario Kart 7. So,
your 3DS, right? I think it was a 3DS game.
It was a long time ago, so maybe you might be right on that.
I think it's someone let us know. I'll fact check while we're here, but somebody can let us know.
Yeah, but I think I'm with you on that, where it's like, honestly, truly, if a Pokemon game releases and it's on a console I don't have, I'm like, well, I have to get the console now. And you can call me a shill and you can say all the stuff that you want, but can I be honest? Like, do you see my office, for those of you who are watching on YouTube? Like, I am just a big Pokemon fan. Like, will be following this
with happiness.
I'll be following this franchise my whole life. I've been playing since Pokemon Red and Blue, and you're gonna tell me that I'm not going to upgrade my devices and stuff? No, like that's silly. That's gonna happen for me anyway. If you're planning on waiting and stuff, that's fine, But to be honest, I got the Switch 2 when Mario Kart World was even a concept. I was like, oh, so I gotta get a Switch 2. But I'm a big Mario Kart fan. But moving on from Winds and Waves, the starters.
Yes.
What are we thinking about those three? Because I'm going to keep it real. I think the consensus from all of the internet is that all three of them peak. All three of them are literally incredible. No notes. Like, such a good trio. Because we've had a couple of bad trios in terms of the starters, and that's up to opinion, but I do believe... Who is,
in your opinion, the bad trio?
A weak trio?
Which gen is the weak trio?
I hate to say it, but I think Galar. I think Galar is
really
I think they kind of like, I don't know, but I wasn't a big fan of Sobble. So like,
I love Sobble.
But again, it's a matter of opinion. It's a matter of opinion. That's just how it is. But I really think, and I love Score Bunny. I think Score Bunny is like one of the best starters that they ever created. But yeah, in terms of them three as a trio, I'm just like.
That is so interesting to me. I'd put them towards I loved the Gen 8 starters. Really? I loved their design. Also, I'm like a big Gen 8 stan, so
I'm a big Gen 8 stan too.
Yeah, I
have thousands of hours in Pokemon Shield. I have thousands of hours, and I still think that.
I thought you were gonna say Gen 5. At the time when the
all right, lady, all right. Listen here.
How do we feel about the Gen 6 starters? How do we feel about Froakie, Fennekin, Chespin?
I think they're a good trio. Like, I if I could compare, I would say along the lines of even the Gen, like they're among the Gen 1 starters. Like, I think the Gen 1 starters are like absolute peak, like such an amazing, like iconic trio. I think the Kalos starters are in that same boat. Now, here's when we get opinionated, and we're gonna get a billion comments, and it's gonna be incredible. But
I want to know everyone's thoughts, because as we're talking about this, the thoughts I'm having right now is that wow, this is such a divisive topic, because I heard you say that, I was like, I've been attacked. Not seriously, I love you and appreciate you, but I was like, oh, I never thought that once. You know, it's crazy.
Well, what do you? So you think Gen 5 is the weakest?
I remember growing up, when I saw the Gen 5, I was kind of like,
Really?
I was not, but they've grown on me. They've grown on me since then. But I think for me, even though story-wise, Gen 5 is like up there for me, starter-wise, and Pokemon, I had to really grow to like a lot of them. I think it was the first time they kind of went into more of the, what if we made objects Pokemon, which now I kind of love Klefki, and I love, I've always loved Chandelure, but I think it was a shock to see Pokemon as objects for me. And the starters aren't objects, but I don't know. There was something about a lot of the Pokemon that I was like,
It was a very big shift for everybody, I think. Post Gen 4 and stuff. So I could kind of understand that. But I mean, I don't know. I think Serperior is incredible. I think Emboar is great. Emboar has a new Mega Evolution now. And then Samurott, I would say, is the weakest. However, it has a Hisuian form now. So I'm just like, that trio is just goated now.
It needed that. It needed that to thrive. True.
Which is why I feel that way about like the Kalos starters. I think the Kalos starters are so strong. They all have Mega Evolutions now, which is incredible. So it's just, I don't know. I think it's just goated. But
who are you picking? Okay, so when we first spoke, V, you were like me and Team Pombon, but I feel like it's become a fight since then. Walk me through what's happened.
I think there's a change in allegiance. Okay, I think there is. But granted, I love all three starters. Brow, Pombon, Gekwa. They're all. I think all of them are great. Initially I didn't like Brow, and I was just like, okay, this guy's like whatever. But then the internet memes came out, and I was like, you know what, Brow is cool. So it's fine. So initially I was like, I'm like you. I'm sure everyone on the internet knows Steph of Anime, Pom stan forever, and I would not be surprised if she doesn't even evolve it. Anyways,
so cute.
But I was like that too. I have been gravitated toward fire starters literally since Red and Blue. Initially, in Red and Blue, the only reason why I picked Squirtle is because I could not get past Brock. I could not get past Brock, and that's the reason why I told you guys in the last podcast episode I'm a big fan of War Turtle, and so that was the only time ever in my career that I picked a water starter. But the more I've looked at this trio for Winds and Waves, I'm looking at Gekwa, and I'm like, oh, I like you. I was like, I actually like it. But Steph, I'm so conflicted. But I think I'm leaning towards it. I'm leaning towards Gekwa water starter, and it's not a hate towards Pom at all. Of course. I am a very big fan of shoulder buddies. So like Apom is a shoulder buddy, right? Pikachu, a lot of those kinds of Pokemon.
I didn't even think about that aspect of Gekwa, but you're right. Gekwa is shoulder buddy energy.
Oh, and I like seeing myself like as there's a trainer character with like the cowboy hat. I'm just imagining me headcanon with the cowboy hat with this like kind of like hoverboard item that I think we might have, and then Gekwa on my shoulder. I'm like, guys, I see it. I see the partnership, and I'm like, I'm going to deviate from the fire starter for the first time in like over 25 years. And that's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's so cute. And, it's the slow burn, I think. Having picked fire starters, it makes sense to me that you were like, fire for sure. It's cute. It's awesome. But then you're like, but this friend, I keep looking and blinking at it.
To be fair, Fuecoco was absolute peak. Fuecoco is peak fire starter for me. Yeah. And so a part of me is also, I'm like, maybe that's the reason why I'm leaning towards water, is because like, how can they improve on Fuecoco? Now, Pom Bomb's great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not beat around the bush here. Pom Bomb is literally the viral starter. It's incredible. Yes. but Fuecoco is still better for me, like just in terms of my taste. And so I'm just like, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'll be picking Gekwa, my first water starter, like as an adult as well, and like, you know, fully developed brain, I guess, and stuff, you know, and not being a kid that doesn't know how to play Pokemon. So I'm excited.
Okay, this is Gen 10 related while we're talking about this.
Sure.
A lot of people noticed that there was like a very specific looking cloud in the trailer.
Yeah.
And I'm curious on your thoughts. Do you think that's a random cloud, or do you actually think that is some sort of Easter egg or some sort of hints? Because right now theory crafters are going wild, and I said we should at a top level craft / or what do you think? You're like, this is nonsense, it's just a cloud, guys.
Well, I had reviewed the trailer with my chat, like, and we were like, you know, I my chat was like trolling me, and they were like, V, it's just a cloud, it's not a big deal. I'm like, no guys, look, it's not moving with the other clouds. And so I'm like sitting there like with my pegboard in the background, just being like, you know, look at this or whatever. I think a part of me wants to be like, the Pokemon Company is just memeing, and that's just the Gyarados. A part of me thinks it's just a Gyarados just flying in the air and just hiding behind the clouds, because it kind of has that serpent kind of like look. And so
you just made me think, I wonder if there will be Pokemon like, if Winds makes it so that you can be like flying in the air, like I wonder if there's gonna be wild Pokemon you run into.
Like only in the air and stuff. Ooh. Listen, they've experimented with like I remember Gen 6 sky battles were a thing. And then in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire there was like soaring with Latios and Latias. I would truly not be surprised if we start doing like air travel as well as underwater travel. Who knows? I don't know anything. But it's cool to theorize and stuff. There's certain Pokemon that I saw in the trailer that I'm just like, please, if we get like an alternate form or an evolution, this could be huge. Okay, I saw Ledian in the trailer. If any Pokemon needs a buff in the entire 1025 plus Pokemon, it's Ledian. Ledian needs an evolution. We were talking about this last episode that I wanted Dugong to get something. Ledian is another one of those unfortunate Pokemon that needs something. So I saw Ledian in the trailer. I was like, there's hope. Oh my God.
It can evolve again. You know who else? I don't know if it's in the game, but I think Sunflora needs an upgrade.
I believe it. I believe it.
I mean, we got to kick around Sunkerns, you know, last gen. But
oh my God.
Was that Smoliv? I'm not sure. But
we were kicking around the giant olive, and we were hauling over Sunflora. Like,
Sunflora was like, just come over here, Sunflora in Gen 9. Yeah, there was one mini game with that. But yeah, I think Sunflora getting another evolution would be cool.
I mean, I will say, just going back to the starters really briefly, because I've always picked the fire starter, I never had the need to search for a fire Pokemon, but because I'm picking Gekwa and seeing that kind of like volcano like biome that they have going on, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go there and start searching for a fire type. You know, so not that I'm already like trying to theory craft my team. We don't know any other new Pokemon aside from the starters, but I'm like, I have to get a fire. I always have a fire type in my squad, so that's one of the Pokemon that I have to get for sure. So if I see a new Generation 10 fire type, I think I'm gonna go for it.
Do you think we're getting a new evolution this gen? And if so, which one? Oh, really?
I think they are completely moving on from Eevee, if you want me to be completely honest. Here's my thing. Eevee has not gotten an evolution since Sylveon in X and Y. Okay. You know what has gotten like 1 billion evolutions in the past like 8 years? Applin. Applin has gotten Flapple, Appleton, Diplin, and Hydrapple in the past 7 years. I think it's 7 years, actually. In the past 7 years. I think I can see multiple. I think Applin is a new Eevee.
Whoa!
I think Applin is the new Eevee. I think we have fully put Eevee to the side. Eevee has 1 billion evolutions. It's fine. You can evolve an apple in like 1 million different ways. And I feel like they're really trying to push that. I don't know. That's just me.
That's a spicy take. I think, you know what? I'm putting my hat out there on everything. I think we're getting the flying type evolution.
For Winds and Waves.
10. Hopefully. I mean, I could understand. I mean, there's part of me that is like, I wonder if they would introduce a new typing to Pokemon, but also, especially given how terrestrialization like affected the battling so much, I think that'll like mess up. It'll mess up the current battling ecosystem introduce anything more at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think a flying type evolution, all they would have to do is just make a Pokemon. I don't think they wouldn't, it wouldn't be any extra bandwidth, because I've thought about like, what about sound type, or something cool.
Oh, like, yeah. Well, I heard that the stereo Rotom, this is spoilers for us, but for you guys who's played Pokopia, you guys already know, but the stereo Rotom is electric normal type.
Ooh,
that
really?
is actually confirmed from the Pokedex. So
I think they're putting that in there. I hope. Put it in Gen 10. That thing is so cool.
I'm just saying, why did they give it a typing? I'm just saying. I don't know. That would be cool.
True.
But I think it kind of like debunks the theory of like sound type, quote unquote, because that would have been the moment to do it, right?
Well, unless I'm here to tell you I think it's a perfect form for sound type. But what if they're giving it normal type for now, and they're going to do what they did with fairy types, where they changed the normal types that looked like fairies into fairy types, so it's only normal for Pokopia, and then when Gen 10 it's like, JK, here's sound type.
That's
and
fair.
Here are all the sound types.
That's fair. Do you think this will be the first game without Eevee? Because we technically didn't see Eevee in the trailer.
They can't do that to me. Nor can they do that for their merch line. I refuse to believe.
That's so true. Speaking of merch, Pom Bomb is gonna get like the most merch I've ever seen in my life. I have told my wife this. I was like, oh my god, Toy Coco merch is gonna be so scarce once Gen 10 starts to really kick off. Of like, we are never seeing Toy Coco merch ever again because Pom Bomb exists, and I'm just like, oh no, but like good, right? Like it's good, but I'm just like, oh gosh, it's gonna be real bad. Steph, prepare your wallet, and everyone who's listening, prepare your wallet if you're a Pom Bomb fan. Because...
I'm crying. I know there's gonna be so much. It's I can't wait for a life-size Pom Bomb, and it's gonna be just the same size as like the small ones, because it's gonna be so tiny.
It's so tiny. What? Okay, now here's the meme with Pom Bomb. Do you think Pom Bomb will stand up?
Oh yeah.
That is the meme. Everyone's like, good boy, now stay on all fours, please.
Well, you made that really good meme, the Undertale meme of Greater Dog. And honestly, I was looking at that, and if Pom Bomb turned out like that, I would accept them. I would accept our cute friend, and I'd be like, you can be on two legs if you're funny like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't even know what typing it's going to end up being if it becomes a dual typing.
It could just be, I was going to say, it could just be pure fire type. They don't have to like deviate to secondary.
I know.
But
a lot of people are talking about fire fairy, which as a fairy lover, I would love that, but I'm not getting fairy energy from this state. I think Pom Bomb is so elusive that like it looks right now pure fire. I mean, it even has the fire symbol on its little head with the fluff. So they're giving no hints. And I feel like when I look at Gekwa, like I feel like
a lot of
maybe psychic,
people are saying
poison.
Yeah, exactly. People are saying water poison. There was someone who said water dragon because something Komodo dragons or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And so I was just like, listen, if the first water starter that I willingly pick becomes a dragon type as well, I'll take it. That would be amazing. But who knows? But you think, I don't know. So
Ooh, well, okay, but yeah, so I think that Gekwa has like the makings of some like teasing. It's got teasing of another type along with it. Maybe it's just its eyes being very iridescent. I don't know. I can stare into Gekwa's eyes for a long time. I'm like, ooh, they're so purple.
I saw like a really cool animator, and they did like the slow like frog blink on Gekwa with this giant eyes, and it made me crack up. It was so good. So good. I really love all the artwork. I will say Pokemon artists are like, they move at the speed of sound when it comes to like new Pokemon and new trainers and stuff. Oh man. But I got so duped because I was seeing some new characters being revealed post Pokemon Presents, and I thought they were from Winds and Waves, and it turns out they were from Champions.
No.
So they're, which by the way, okay, wait, speaking of Champions, we still haven't gotten a date. And that's just shocking to me. Yeah. Truly. Like, they said April, which is cool, but that's a month away. That's a month away, and we don't have a solid date. What is going on?
Sounds like they're waiting on some sort of asset or they're waiting on something that they're like, let's not announce just in case, or they're probably not bug fixing. I don't mean this to alarm anyone, but they are probably in a position where they don't need to exactly pick a date, and it's probably more risk for them to pick one than not. But yeah, I'm surprised too. I thought V, I don't know if I told you about this, but because I was at the Seattle regionals, like Pokemon Day, I mean, I'm local, but the regionals were happening. I was preparing everyone I knew. They wanted to see me on regionals on Friday, and I was like, everyone, if Champions launches today as a shadow drop, just know I'm dropping all my plans so that I can play it. Yeah. And so I had this, it was excitement, but also an anxiety of, is it going to drop today? So I'm kind of glad they didn't, so that I can be prepped and also not have Pokopia and Champions like at the same time. I can enjoy these games.
It's already kind of hectic right now because we also have Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green as well. So it's like juggling 3 games together because I am playing both. I am playing both Fire Red and Leaf Green as well as Pokopia. So it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. And also, I think XD is coming out
this
as well,
month, right?
Which I'm just like, it's just, there's so much Pokemon. I'm not mad about it. it. But holy moly, it's so much. But yeah. I'm just kind of shocked about the date for Champions in general. But at least we have like a time period question mark.
Well, they already announced that the World Championships will take place on Champions. So I know that it's got to come out before.
Yeah. I just think it's kind of cool that Mega Evolution is coming back, like in the battles and stuff like that. I really wonder if one of the new Megas like really takes like a top spot in the leaderboards. Like, you know, is it going to be like a world champion? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, Mega Baxcalibur, right? Yeah. Like, is that going to be like a Pokemon champion,
we don't know any abilities of all these new Mega Pokemon.
It's what I'm saying. It's driving me crazy. And also, I feel bad for all the Scarlet and Violet, like, competitive players. I'm sure they're dying, but it's I just want this game to come out. I just want, you know, I want to feel that competitive itch again. We were talking about competitive, like, I don't know if it was last episode or a couple of episodes ago, but yeah, it would be pretty exciting. But oh my gosh, there was so much reveal during the presents. I will say I'm kind of like bummed that XD is going to be released first.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I was so hyped to see the trailer. I'm like, drop today, I'm ready. And then I was like, why only XD in the text? Why no Coliseum?
Yeah, for those of you who haven't played the GameCube games, Coliseum is the first game. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is a sequel. It is a sequel title. So I just find it so baffling that they're releasing XD first with all the quality of life that's missing from Pokemon Coliseum. Yeah. So by the time, like, I know people will be excited and play XD no matter what, but you're losing the context of Coliseum. And when you play Coliseum, I feel like you're going to be missing a lot of quality of life that's in XD. And people are going to be like, wow, this game is kind of like lame in comparison. So I'm just... I don't know how to feel.
Well, that's what I was told too, was that if you're going to play both, play Coliseum first, one, because it comes first, but also once you play XD, you might be less motivated to go back and play Coliseum because it really misses some of the quality of life updates that they added into the second game. And I have not beaten Coliseum, so I was looking forward to these digital releases to play for the first time, but I don't know, maybe it's either some weird decision where they're just gonna have them both eventually, but they thought more people would be hyped about XD, or they were like, we don't need to put Coliseum on there, actually. We can just put XD.
No. We need Coliseum. Like, I would argue, and this is a hot take, but I would argue I like Coliseum more than XD Gale of Darkness.
Oh, really?
I love Coliseum. But I think it's more because I like the MC a lot more than the MC in XD. Does that make sense? Like, His name is Wes in Coliseum. So, I love that character so much.
Do you think, so something somebone else was saying, but I don't know if I made sense, but maybe it does, is some people said that Coliseum is more iconic, so they're waiting for it for a hype beat. Like, they want it to be a hype moment, so they're releasing XD first because people aren't as excited about that. I don't know. Do you think it's connected at all?
It might be. I mean, can I be honest? I think one of the only exciting things about XD Gale of Darkness is the Shadow Lugia, but you don't get the Shadow Lugia until like the end of the game and stuff. But I don't know. I truly think that Coliseum is definitely the more iconic title. Like truly. Like, first of all, that opening intro, if you guys ever seen the opening sequence for Coliseum, it's one of the best Pokemon intros ever. Bro comes in, takes the snag machine, blows up the HQ, drives off in a motorcycle into the desert, and no commentary. He just smiles. He's like, I'm gonna mess up their day, and just it's so good. And then it's like he's running with his Umbreon. Oh, I can't wait. Have you seen this opening sequence?
I don't think I have.
It's so cool because like he steals a machine that's pivotal, but he's running with his Umbreon. And then the Espeon is chilling, like basically babysitting the motorcycle. It is so I'm like, I've never liked Umbreon and Espeon until that moment. It was like, it was so cool. I think you would appreciate those two games because it's heavy EV love. EV love. It's
that's what I need.
Main character in Coliseum has Umbreon and Espeon as basically his starter Pokemon. And then XD Gale of Darkness, you start off with an EV and you can basically evolve it into whatever you want. Before Gen 4 because it was a Gen 3 game.
Ooh, right, makes sense. Right.
So you can evolve it. I don't know what's your favorite. You said you liked Flareon, I think you said.
Well, Gen 1 wise, I like Flareon, but Espeon was my fave for a while. Actually, well, I know Umbreon gets a lot of love, so you can play Espeon, I imagine.
You can evolve Eevee into Espeon, I think.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah. So, it's so good, and I think they really like went to like a dark place in the Pokemon world because it's Pokemon, the shadow Pokemon are attacking people. The whole concept of Coliseum and XD is that you are snagging, like basically stealing these bad guys' shadow Pokemon. So you're stealing from them, like and then your goal is to purify the shadow Pokemon so they can be good again. But that concept of stealing other people's Pokemon back then, it was just like what? That's crazy.
It makes me think of the Celebi movie. Did you watch the Celebi movie?
Of course.
I was so emo. That movie's so good, but as a kid watching that movie, I was like, oh, these Pokeballs that like trap Pokemon in them.
It's kind of similar, like it was called the Dark Ball or something.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good. That was truly like gritty times, like truly. And something that I'll mention is there is a town or a village in Coliseum and XD, and my headcanon for the longest time, Steph, I've told you I used to write Pokemon fan fiction. Okay, it gets real. There's a place called Agate Village. And that place was like, I was telling people, I was like, this is where I would live in the Pokemon world. This is where I would live. All the people back then were like, I would live in Slateport City. I would live in Ecruteak. And I'm like, no. Agate Village is literally the best place in all of Pokemon. It's so good. So, yeah, that's just my geek out over Coliseum.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited. Well, I'm glad that it's coming to Switch 2. Eventually TM. But yeah, it's also adding to the lots and lots of games that we can be playing. I also do want to play Fire Red Leaf Green at some point, but I'm kind of like... Let Pokopia happen first, and then I will get to Fire Red Leaf Green after, when there's a lull in between games, if that even happens this year, because there's a lot releasing constantly.
Actually, something about Pokopia that's really interesting that was revealed. Okay, in our recording time, it was revealed today, but you guys already know about this because it released. But there's like internet, like not internet, but like events basically. So there's events where Pokemon are like, are available for a limited time. So like the Hoppip line is the first Pokemon event for Pokopia.
Wait, are we talking online events like the Greninjite thing? Or are we talking like Animal Crossing Villager comes in event? Like
I think it's like that. I would compare it to that.
Okay.
And then they also introduced the cotton material into the game.
Okay, cool.
So that stuff, I think it's a mystery gift like kind of thing, or it's like a timed like event.
Well, that's
thing.
I'm gonna have to watch this because I'm like, do you have to connect to the internet to receive that, or is it just it'll happen through the period of when the game is taking place?
That I don't know. That's a good
yet.
question. I mean, the people who are listening know. Yeah.
We'll know by the time this episode comes out, but at the time I don't know.
I suppose I can look it up at the moment, but yeah, there's some people who are kind of like bummed about it, and it's more because like it's kind of like the FOMO aspect where it's like, because it's available from March 10th. I'm looking at it right now, from March 10th through March 25th. So you only have 15 days to get Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jumpluff into the game. It says first Pokemon Pokopia event.
Interesting.
So I guess it's not a mystery gift, but it runs up until March 25th, 2026.
Interesting.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I can't wait for this game.
I'm excited, but I feel kind of bad for the people who are like, maybe they're saving up for a Nintendo Switch 2, right?
Yeah.
And they just, what if their favorite Pokemon is Skiploom? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, that's just kind of bummy, you know? So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting how they're tackling this. But I figured that would be something to just yap about just for a little bit.
No, I'm glad. And we can revisit this because I know that we're going to have a follow-up once we've played Pokopia about everything. So this will be good. I'll keep an eye on that. That's cool.
For sure.
And, okay, before we move on I want to talk to you about the Pokemon Worlds that came out. But before that, any other thoughts about Gen 10 that you didn't get to voice, or are you just like hyped, excited? Was there anything else that kind of stood out to you from those trailers?
Well, I will say, just off rip, from the information that we know currently, I think I am a Pokemon Wins player. Just off the rip, because they said that the outfits are determined by which version that you get. And so if I'm just thinking about the outfits, I'm a Wins player. However, I still want to wait until I see any legendary Pokemon, whatever the box legendary Pokemon is, before I make a final decision. But right now, Wins, because I love that cowboy hat. I think that's so cool. And I think the hoverboard that's like on their backpack, on the character's backpack, is really interesting. I'm really wondering, like, is it a Rotom related thing? Is it just like a new item similar to like the Poke Gear and like, stuff like, I don't know. It's just really, I'm excited that we're finally at a new generation hype cycle. Like, I just love all the theory crafting, and it's fun. It's fun. It's a good time to be a Pokemon fan.
I think I'm going waves, unless the box legendary changes my mind, which it very well might. Do you think that the box legendaries are going to be Leviathans? That's been going around.
That would be interesting. Like, well, I would assume that they would be dragons, right? Because water dragons exist, and then, dragons could also fly in the air.
It's so cool.
It's going to be a mix of Leviathan Final Fantasy versus Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Who are you going to pick?
That'd be so cool.
I don't know.
So cool.
I can see like very like serpentine kind of like dragons that can just like freely swim or fly. That would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
But I would appreciate a pure flying legendary Pokemon that kind of looks like a dragon, because like I think Tornadus is the only pure flying type. Or maybe Rickety's.
I hate to say it though, flying types have so many weaknesses though, right? Like maybe you
can make it busted.
That's true. You could every time I use Dragon Ascent on my Rayquaza, and I get all mad because I'm like, no, my stats are getting dropped, even though this move is great. And at least in Pokemon Go, especially, I'm using it all the time. I'm like, no,
that's
getting
true.
Destroyed.
Well, Rayquaza also gets the buff of Dragon, but do we need another Dragon flying type? Like we have like 15 million Dragon flying types. I mean, I guess you could do it again, but I mean, a pure flying type with like a really busted ability would be really sick.
That's true.
Girl, it's Pokemon Waves. It's gonna be like Water Dragon or something.
Oh yeah.
Like it's gonna be Water Dragon or I don't know, or Water Fairy.
Water flying. What if they're both part flying?
Pelipper.
Yeah.
No way.
Why can't believe Pelipper's the box legendary?
That would be so funny.
So funny.
Well, that's really interesting. That it's like, the Baton Pass is like, I'm Pokemon Wins for the moment and you're Pokemon Waves. I think that's really, really cool. So, I guess we'll see with more information. I'm assuming we're either going to get more information during the summertime and or the Pokemon World Championships / Pokemon XP. That's purely, I think, the next time. So the latest August, I think, is when we're going to get more information. So I suppose we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be exciting.
Oh my gosh. Now that we've both been to the Pokemon World Championships a whole bunch, I look forward to the closing ceremonies. They have created this, set of expectations, but it's like, what new info are we going to get revealed at Pokemon Worlds?
Which speaking of Pokemon Worlds, there was some new artwork that was revealed. And it was pretty exciting to look at. Let me see. Pokemon World Championships. I actually haven't really looked at it. At the artwork, I think I only saw it during the Pokemon Presents, and I just saw it at a glance, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's pretty cool." But looking at it now,
I was staring at it. So cute.
Yeah, well, this is something that you wanted to talk about in the podcast, for sure.
Because oh my gosh, I mean, I just think there's a lot of hype around Worlds that I just want to talk about now. But
for sure,
art-wise, I think this aesthetic is so cute. It's so adorable. The Rayquaza like tram, or the little subway.
I'm seeing it. Yeah.
It's so flippin' cute. Also, I don't know enough about San Francisco, but I don't know how space ties into it. But Pikachu and a little astronaut with a little Cosmog, I want that as merch. Ooh. I would like the Cosmog brooch.
It's very interesting because the male, so that's the female Pikachu. The female Pikachu has this kind of like space / Cosmog outfit, and then the male Pikachu has this kind of like literal Pokemon champion. Like he kind of Pikachu kind of looks like Leon with the cape and everything, with the crown on its head and stuff. Yeah. And honestly, I think I see that P on the top of its little hat there, and it kind of looks like the Pokemon Champions logo.
Yeah. So, it does. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, which is very, very cool. So, rip our wallets because we got to get 2 Pikachu plush this year. So there goes that. But there's actually a couple of Pokemon here that could be considered for merch, because every time I see Pokemon World Champions merch, I think of what Pokemon can be used as like the merch line. So like Toad's cool, got like a really cool like sweater.
I'm wearing that.
Oh yeah, you're literally wearing the shirt.
Hold up, everyone. So I'm wearing a Toad School shirt.
That was from Anaheim last year, which is very, very awesome. And then some other Pokemon got some love as well. Like I think I remember during Honolulu, it was like Azumarill got like a plush.
Yes. So cute.
Which was very awesome. I can't remember what they did for Yokohama, but it was like, the point is like, if you see Pokemon in the artwork, there's probably a good chance they're also going to get like merch related things. I see this kind of like going back to the space portion of the poster. I see like Charizard with like a jetpack going on in the background, so I could see like a Charizard plush happening. Greninja's kind of front and center on the right hand side, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of like Greninja
I want
plush.
Amoonguss merch. We haven't had good Amoonguss merch. That would be so funny.
Good point, because Amoonguss is like the king in terms of VGC and stuff. But I
guess where would you add an accessory to Amoonguss now that I think about it?
I agree.
That idea was fun for 10 seconds until I looked at it more.
I'm trying to look at like more Pokemon with like kind of like clothing related things. There is a
wait, do you see? The Curlia, and also the Pawmot with the Captain Pikachu.
Yeah, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. Cute. Yeah, the Curlia with the little like cute hat with the little suitcase, that would be interesting. But I think those 2 Pikachu front and center are gonna be definitely the merch items. But I suppose the theme is the trolleys, but again, the space kind of makes no sense to me.
That's the word.
Yeah. San Francisco has a lot of like trolleys and stuff. I'm actually really excited. I've never been to San Francisco before. And I know, I mean, the Golden Gate Bridge is like iconic, right? And then, that's where the Full House is, unrelated to anything.
Really?
Yeah. So I want to go see the Full House, like the actual Full House. That would be exciting. Yeah. And then some other stuff, surely. But, I mean, I talked about the Snoopy Museum a couple of episodes ago. There is a Snoopy. Oh, no, wait. I don't think it's in San Francisco. I lied. It might be somewhere else. But the point is, I'm excited to go to San Francisco.
Yes. Well, and they mentioned on the Pokemon Day Presents that the arena is going to be 3 times the size of Anaheim. Thank you very much. That is needed. So
I was seeing a lot of like complaints, especially from like my friends who visited Anaheim for like the first time, and they were like, "Girl, I wasn't able to get any seats because like they were, they were like stopping people from like entering," and I'm just like, "What?" And when we were in there, like for full transparency, we saw empty seats. Yeah. So I'm just like, what the heck is going on there?
I think there was some miscommunication where someone told someone that it was capped and full in there when there was like a whole row of seats that like, or a quadrant. There was a quadrant where there was definitely still seating available that was confusing, unless there was something else going on. I don't know if there was like construction or if it was like a no seat zone. I don't know. We don't know the behind the scenes part, but
we just get told where to sit, and that's
but what we do know is that a lot of people needed seats and spots, and
so hopefully with this new arena being, you said 3 times the size, I would be shocked. Like I would be shocked if they're somehow at capacity or something like that. I would be very shocked. Yeah. But we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Was it Chase Center?
I think so. Chase Center makes sense. Yeah.
Man, it's going to be so exciting. Oh,
it's gonna be cool. Did you notice anything with the little Champions promo? For me, I was just like, give us a date. But I don't know if, did you see anything new that wasn't already talked about in Champions?
Not really. They were just like, it's coming out, or what is it? You know, it's going to be all the games, and then Pokemon Champions is going to be like the big thing at the end. And that's going to be really exciting. Hopefully no hiccups. But I think it's coming out on Switch first, though.
They mentioned mobile will come later than Switch, which is honestly not strange in a bad way, but I was like, I thought that more devs like worked on iOS than Switch. I guess I always assumed, is Switch the harder console to get games on for? But I guess then again, you're making games for Switch your whole career, so maybe not. Maybe
it's probably not help. It's probably not a bad thing at all. But I am pretty excited. The fact that the World Championships and Pokemon XP is going to be like two different, like kind of like, I guess, divisions or whatever. I think that's really exciting. So it's like the competition is on one side and then like the actual like, not fun, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like the activities, I guess.
Events for spectators, which I also think helps solve a problem of, as much as I have always believed that Pokemon events bring people together, and whether you compete or not, everyone can have fun. I do feel for the competitors who they're going for something serious, you know, and it's like, I think that there has been sometimes not wires crossed, but, you know, there are people who are there who want focus time. They are trying to be the world champion. Like, they're not there to do side fun mini games. Like, they are there to be like locked in. And then you have spectators sometimes like tripping over the wires or like, you know, like that's a throwback to our like first podcast episode where, you know, something can happen right with the logistics. And so I think keeping it so that the people who are spectating are just wanting to watch and kind of know that etiquette a bit more, I think is a good thing compared to if people just show up being like, I'm gonna have fun at a Pokemon event and don't realize like, hey, there's like don't walk through these tables, don't do this part, you know, stuff like that.
So if you want to watch the competition, you said that there is a separation and you can like, there's dedicated area to watch and enjoy and stuff. And also these events are only getting bigger. This is a worldwide, it's it's called the World Championships for a reason. People come from all over the world to watch or compete and stuff. So it's like, it's only going to get bigger. And I think they're really trying to like, you know, they're trying to catch up with the amount of people like very interested. And I feel like it's only been multiplying. Like I remember, like I have friends who talk about like World Championships back in like 2015, 2016. And it was just like the smallest venue of all time. Like, you know what I mean? Versus like now we're taking up stadiums. So it's just, I hope it goes smoothly for everyone involved.
And for anyone who's listening to us right now, April 2nd is the date you want on your calendar. That's when the interest list opens. It looks like they're going to be doing a lottery system, which is always a little bit, you know, scary. But I wanted to put that on everyone's radar. April 2nd, if you haven't already, put it on your calendar. Don't forget. And then the whole month of April is going to go by. And last year there were so many people I told about like the system for spectator badges, and I told people countlessly, and there was still people who came into my chat being like, I didn't know. And I'm like, well,
no. Oh, brother. It actually makes me think of, like, I actually just recently got the tickets for the Pokemon Fossil Museum that's happening in Chicago.
You did? You got your tickets?
Girl, that was a process. We had to get up at like 2 a.m. to like get our tickets. It was great. 2 a.m, stuff. I was like, you know, ready to go to bed or whatever. And then I got the email and we had to, you know, we had a 10-minute window. We had to do it. So we had to wake up in the middle of the night. It was crazy. I actually this is the first time I'm telling you this.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm happy you got them.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Are the tickets going to sell out, or is it just, I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm assuming people want to like get the tickets for like for opening day. But we were trying to get tickets because we are actually going to be attending Pokemon Go Fest, which is actually in Chicago. And so it's just like convenient timing. So I think it's a lot of people who wanted to get there like either the first day or the first week. And then also people who are attending Go Fest who know that this Fossil Museum is happening. So it was a lot of traffic. Yeah. Like I think we got in line in that website like at 12 noon and we didn't get our tickets until 2 a.m. It was crazy. Like we were in that queue for over 12 hours.
Yeah.
We got it. We got our tickets. Holy. But that queue was kind of crazy, which goes to show people underestimate Pokemon fans, okay? People underestimate not how crazy we are, but like how enthusiastic we are for things like a whole fossil museum. I want to see a fossilized Bastiodon in real life. That's what I want to see. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's happening.
That's gonna be so cool. I did not get to go to the one in Japan, so I'm curious if it'll be the same or if it'll be a little different. I don't know.
I have regrets because definitely this month I think is like the Hatsune Miku and Pokemon concert that's happening in Tokyo.
Oh yeah,
and there's no way we're going, which is so sad. And then also like Pokepark Kanto is a thing in Japan, and I'm just like,
I am refusing to get the Glaceon ears secondhand. I will go to Pokepark and buy them in Japan at some point. Gosh darn it!
It will happen. Them. Hopefully the Eevee ears won't sell out or anything like that. I'm crossing my fingers for you.
I don't think so. I think that's like the Disney ears of Pokepark. There's no way. I will cry. I will never recover again.
I remember seeing a video of someone who entered Pokepark, like definitely our age, and like, he was tearing up. He was tearing up because of just like it's real. Like he was like, this is exactly what I imagined as a kid, and he was tearing up, and I was just like, grown man, but honestly, I feel you. I'm with you there. Yeah. I'm probably gonna be in absolute shambles, tears if I ever visit Pokepark Kanto. It's it's so good. But so good. A lot of Pokemon stuff that we're excited for on the horizon. We are not a Pokemon podcast, by the way.
Yep, it's great. But with our remaining time before we end off this episode, we've got a little bit of time, and we said, you know what we haven't done in a hot minute?
Right.
Caught up on our anime. So we're not going to make this a huge segment, but I just check in. And also on the topic of anime, V, did you know on Pokemon Day, the Umamusume movie came out?
Oh my God, did you watch it?
No, because I had no time. But I do have an Umamusume update for you. So what better way to baton pass it than I got gifted something pretty awesing, and I'm going to show it to you for the first time. All right,
podcast. I'm ready. Okay. I'm excited. So, for context,
yes,
well, it's not context, but it's just a reminder to everyone. I know nothing about this anime. I know zero. So, you know what? The only knowledge I have is whatever Steph tells me about stuff. And I'm like, yes, interesting.
It's so funny. Which, by the way, actually, since we last spoke, I did end up doing an Umamusume cosplay stream where I dressed up as one of the horse girls. It was very cute, very fun. But I also realized streaming that man, I get so locked in. There is something about playing Umamusume. I can't speak to somebody and play this game. Like, I was trying to talk to chat, and I'm like, I don't think I can really explain. Like, I feel like it's so hard to explain Umamusume to people.
Is very interesting because I will say, for shout out to everyone who's our patron members, but we did upload a very special Pokemon Stadium minigame segment, and it was very hard to speak when we were playing Pokemon Stadium minigames. So I'm with you there, but if you're a patron, go check that out. That was so fun.
Check it out on Patreon if you didn't, because that was hilarious. That we did NSO shenanigans. It was very fun. But yes, okay. The thing I want to show you is my favorite horse girl. She's evolved. I think on the podcast I talked about Haru Urara, who is still adorable. She's no longer my favorite. In fact,
what? I know everything about Haru Urara now, and I think didn't the actual horse like pass away, and I was in shambles because it was your favorite, and now you're gonna tell me it's not your favorite.
I moved on.
So this horse passes away, and you're like, I'm moving on. That's crazy.
No, like this. Oh my gosh. Well, here's the thing. And, it's tragic because my favorite horse is one of the other dirt racers. So Haru is a dirt track horse, which there's not that many of those. Like most tracks are using turf and not dirt.
Yes.
And then each horse girl has an aptitude for either of those stats. There's like 3 dirt track horses in the global version of Uma right now.
Okay.
And my other favorite, her name is Smart Falcon. Smart Falcon is my new best girl.
Smart Falcon, the horse. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I have this friend, and my friend has become absolutely obsessed with crane games in Japan and winning crane game stuff. And I don't know, they've been doing it online.
Sure.
And basically my friend has been just like winning for the dopamine of winning. And it's like, Steph, I have all this stuff I don't want, but I have Uma merch. And it just so happened to be my favorite Smart Falcon figure.
Oh my gosh. So is that like an actual figurine? Oh,
yes,
I see.
And she's in a different outfit than, because, okay, here's the other tragic thing about Smart Falcon V. She is my favorite, but I actually don't have her in my game.
Oh, what? Fake fan.
No, listen, V, I'm trying not to spend money on this game. I will say, listen, as much as I like Umamusume, we can have a whole separate podcast on gacha, like the economics of gacha games, because never in my life have I wanted to spend money, but I'm like, this is not feasible. Like, I cannot feasibly wail on Umamusume. Like, listen, actually, you know what? I'll slight complaint, but not really. But listen, here's the thing.
Oh boy.
110 pull, which is the equivalent of opening one pack in TCG Pocket, right?
Okay.
The equivalent of that is $25, which means if you want to get to pity to guarantee, in my case, a Smart Falcon, we're talking over $400 to get one digital horse girl. And if the game ever shuts down, that's gone forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like, I cannot. Like, Pokemon Go, I'll spend money. I think spending $8 for an event ticket.
That's different, right?
That's feasible. This is not feasible for me. But, so I love her. I have her as a support card, but I don't have her as a horse girl I can actually run and play.
So why is she your favorite?
That's my Uma update. It's well, I think it's her personality, and also she's a cute, like, she is like, I feel she's the most traditional idol, like really happy, bubbly, dances around, like she's really good at dancing. So I don't know. When I saw her, I'm like, oh, I love her.
Well, is this horse alive? Let's see.
Probably not. I'm not sure, actually.
We're going to find out. We're
finding out live.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. I can't tell.
Let me see. Is Smart Falcon? Oh wait, that was actually one of the Google. Let's see.
Is Smart Falcon alive?
Wait, I think yes.
It's still
born in 2005. So hold on.
Horses live for a while, so I think that's fine.
Wait. Yes. Okay. Smart Falcon is still with us.
Well, listen. All I'm saying is that there is a trend. When Haru Urara passed away, she immediately dipped off from Step of Anime, completely gone. So if Smart Falcon ever passes away, you guys already know what's gonna happen. Me, I moved on to a new horse.
Me, I have a new favorite. Listen, anything can happen. There's always a new release. So I'm trying to stay free to play on this game. But now I have a figure. And this is bad because people have been gifting me figures. I told myself I would not collect anime figures because of this.
Well, you're not paying for it. You're getting gifted it. So it's fine.
That's the only way I can grow a figure collection, because otherwise I will have no self-control. So I need self-control by never having spent in the first place on a figure.
Well, on the topic of gachas, right? It's like you were saying Pokemon Go is different. It is different because they are actual tangible Pokemon that you can use. You can bring them up into the mainline Pokemon games. You can use them in tournaments to like win money and stuff. And it's like, and to get that trophy and the point I'm trying to make is that, like, yes, you're quote unquote, gacha pulling for like a shiny legendary in Pokemon Go, but at least you can actually use it in a playthrough or like, for collection purposes, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. Like they're an actual tangible thing versus, this app. I still can't believe you said $25. That's kind of ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous.
It makes me sad because Smart Falcon was recently in a banner and I was like, oh, this is my chance. But I mismanaged my carrots because it's a whole thing. I won't bore you, but I had to pull and use my carrots for a meta-relevant horse girl that would help me actually get carrots in the long run. So I pulled for her. So I didn't have enough to guarantee Smart Falcon. And I was like, sometimes you get lucky and you just in 110 pull, you get her. You don't need the full pity. But luck was not on my side, and now I'm completely broke in that game. I have no carrots.
But I kind of appreciate what is it? I acknowledge and, give you your flowers for your resilience on, like, I refuse to spend money because I used to be that person. For those of you who don't know, I used to play Overwatch, like, a lot back then, and I fell under that, like, kind of, like, loot box trap and stuff. I was trying, my main at the time was Junkrat, and at the time there was a Dr. Junkenstein kind of like skin, so he looked like Frankenstein kind of vibes, and I was just like, this is one of his best skins I've ever seen in my life. I need to get this. And it was to the point where I spent like a lot of money when I should not have been spending money at the time. Because I was living in New York, I was living by myself, and I had rent to pay and stuff. And I got into a really bad slump. Truly, I got into a really bad place. And then I spent like my last like $20 for a whole bunch of loot box pulls. And then that first loot box, for the last $20 that I had, I got the skin. And I didn't feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? Because then I had like, I'm going to say like 19 more like loot boxes that I was going to open when I already got the skin. So I was just like, at that moment, I was like, I am never doing this again. I'm never falling for that trap. So it's just, I just kind of try to stay away from like, games like even Fortnite, right? Like Fortnite has skins that you gotta like spend money and like do whatever. I'm just like, I can't because I've been in that world, I've been in that trap, and I got myself out of it. I don't want to do that again. So yeah,
and it's like, I'm not opposed to, if you have the disposable income and it makes you happy and you want to support the developers, like that's how a lot of free to play games function, and I have no problems with that.
Sure.
But I do have problems that some companies do psychological research on like kind of getting you addicted, and like that's the part where you have to be very careful and mindful. And so in my case, even though I play this game every day and I love it, I'm looking for what are the smaller ways, like if I could spend $5 here and there, but like really catch yourself. And I think that's helped me a lot just in financial planning 101 is like, it can be really easy. Oh, this is $3. Click, 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 click. But like, if you write that down and tally it, you'll realize how much you're actually spending as opposed to just companies rely on you not actually paying attention to how much you spend.
This is why I've kind of cut down on subscriptions, but that's a whole other talk for another time. But like, I hardly have any subscriptions now at this point, and I found out stuff that they're increasing the price of subscriptions for Crunchyroll, and so I'm just like, oh my god, like you gotta I canceled one thing, and then the one thing that I actually use all the time is getting an increase. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Like it's actually crazy. So hey folks, just be mindful of the subscriptions that you have, and maybe you don't need that. Check it. This is your sign to check it truly, because it's like, as much as I canceled Spotify, full transparency, but my whole thought process is, I'm paying for YouTube Premium and that has YouTube Music. Why do I have another music platform, right? So it's just, I had to put one aside to like use one. Like I don't think I'll ever get rid of YouTube Premium. Like truly, I've discovered the beauty of no ads, and I was just like, I'm not getting rid of that. Especially someone like me who watches YouTube a lot. But but that's just that's my preference on things, right? So
meanwhile, I probably can't get rid of Spotify. I am an active Spotify girly. I think with all that being said, though, we've talked about a lot today, V. I'm very happy.
I'm glad you let out your Umamusume dreams.
Yep. You know what? I didn't know how much time we'd have to talk about anime, but we're gonna. You know what? I kind of love the idea of, if we ever have extra time, let's just anime update. Let's just anime update. Well, what's going on?
I will say I have not been watching anime, so I'm glad you kind of took over the majority of that segment, because I have been behind. Like, Courtney just finished reading Tokyo Ghoul. She's been like huge into Tokyo Ghoul, so she's like, I want closure. I want to read the whole thing, and so she read it, and it's messing her up. I told you I was in the middle of reading Promised Neverland, but I'm in Pokemon Land.
Pitch shows that like season 1 is so fire. Yeah. And then all I gotta say is that just drop it after that. Both Tokyo Ghoul and Promised Neverland. You don't need.
Well, she read that. I was like, I'm truly not interested. The second they started like picking characters that are not, what's his name? Kaneki is that his name? I don't know. Once they started introducing characters that are not him, I was just like, I am truly not interested anymore. So that's just my rant about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Baton Pass episode. Woo! I know it was very Pokemon filled, but we are not a Pokemon podcast. Just reminding ourselves. And I will remind all the patrons, thank you guys for supporting. You guys are incredible.
Yay, we appreciate you.
You guys are awesome. And remember, we have that Pokemon Stadium episode that if you guys haven't watched it, you guys should watch it. But other than that, we'll see you guys in the next one, you guys.